Not everyone wants to completely gut their kitchen. So here's my sister's kitchen that we made over for $18.50. Her home is from 1964 and it didn't have a dishwasher when she moved in. So she added a dishwasher and moved the fridge to beside the stove. It's not the best layout, but you know what? We're going to make it work. To maximize our budget, we're going to leave most of the cabinets but paint them. Leave the countertop even though it's part granite, part butcher block. You know what? We're just going to make it work. Paint, backsplash, and a new flooring is going to make a huge difference. And the part where we added a dishwasher doesn't have any backsplash, so we're just going to take all this old backsplash down. If you only have 8-foot ceilings, I do not like a cabinet over the sink. I feel like it pushes the whole room down, so we're going to remove that. But don't worry, we're going to add a new cabinet over the fridge for some storage. Now her floor looked like solid wood, but it was actually 2 layers of linoleum. We decided to rip up the first layer that was not very well glued down, but we left down the lower layer because if it's really from 1964, it could have asbestos. If you get sad about painting cabinets, then you better look away because we painted all these plywood cabinets. We first primed it with an oil-based primer, and then we're going to paint everything with 2 coats of cabinet paint. The ceiling and the walls got painted, and it really helped this room start looking fresh. If you want to stretch a tight budget, then paint is going to be your best friend. This was the end of day 2, and we'd already made a huge difference. Over the dishwasher, I wanted to add tile to the ceiling with floating shelves, so I'm actually adding some bracing underneath the drywall. This is going to make the floating shelves super secure. You don't have to cut away the drywall to add the brackets directly to the studs, but I think if you're going to be tiling over it, I think it's a super clean look. For the backsplash, my sister chose this picket tile. Now you can install it vertically or horizontally. I like horizontal if it's a backsplash because it kind of reminds me of subway tile, but a more modern twist. I did have to use the wet saw to cut around the brackets some, but I think it was totally worth it because look how clean that looks. For the floating shelves, instead of using like a basic pine 1x12, I actually used solid oak stair treads. I loved the curved detail on front, and they're an inch thick instead of only 3/4 inch. I also took home all of the cabinet doors to prime and paint, and it took over my house. I'm trying to run for Sister of the Year. Back at her house, we also replaced the overhead light, and we installed new luxury vinyl on the floor. This is a great DIY project because it might kill your knees, but it's going to look really good after a few hours. Then it was time for some finishing touches. We left her old sink since it was attached to the granite, but we added a new faucet, and we added new white hinges and hardware to the cabinets. And here's how she turned out. She loved the new look and that she didn't have to live through an entire kitchen gut. By leaving most of the cabinets and the old countertop, we were able to maximize her budget and give her the bright, airy kitchen that she was looking for.